Get ready with me while I tell you the story of how I found out I was pregnant at 16 with this little monster and how I told my family that I was pregnant. So for some backstory, I had a boyfriend when I was 14. Me and my boyfriend broke up and we weren't together, but when I was 16 we started hanging out again, but my mom did not know. So telling her was like, I had to tell her that I was still seeing my ex-boyfriend while also telling her that I was pregnant with his kid. The day that I found out, I was like 2 days late on my period or something, which like happened all the time. So I wasn't like I know I'm pregnant because I'm like a month late. Like I was literally just 2 days late, but I also like wasn't really taking my birth control like I was supposed to. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take a test because I want to be careful and like know as soon as possible. So I was with his dad at the time, and I was at his house, which is like 40 minutes away from my house, and I didn't want to take the test like in the bathroom of his house. So we went to this grocery store and I bought the test, and then I went to take the test in the bathroom. I kind of have a feeling that I am pregnant, so I want to take a video like when I'm taking the test, but my phone was dead, so I couldn't take the video. So I didn't take a video and I just peed on it, and the two lines, oh my god, the two lines showed up so dark. Like people say like, oh, it's a faint line, especially if it's early. Mine were so dark, and my immediate reaction was like, just, I mean, what you'd expect, just like shock. Just having all the thoughts of like how it's gonna change my life, how I'm gonna tell people, everything. And I walked out of the bathroom and his dad was waiting right outside the bathroom door, and like he could immediately tell just by looking at my face that it was positive. And we both just silently walked back to the car and like did not talk the entire like drive back to his house. Literally did not even talk. And I was just thinking like, well, obviously I have to like not have the baby or something. But then, and that's like what he was saying too. So the next day I went back to my house and I went into my sister's room, and it was her birthday. I could not be serious with my sister, but that time I like was being serious, so she like knew it was something serious. And I told her, and her immediate reaction was, we're telling our mom and we're going to Planned Parenthood and we're gonna figure it out. But I was like having a different reaction, and she was like, Anna, like, are you like thinking about having the child? I remember feeling so insecure every time that I like told somebody that I wanted to have the child. Like I felt like I was supposed to not want him, and I obviously was 16 and like stupid, so like I wanted to listen to people that were older than me. And then I didn't tell my mom for a long time after that. I was 12 weeks when I told my mom. I was like ending my first trimester when I told my mom, but I just like I couldn't get myself to do it. The day that I did tell my mom, my entire family was having family pictures. So I went to go get my hair done for the family pictures, and I was with my mom. And I was acting like really weird the entire day because I didn't feel good, and I was feeling like, you know, obviously all the emotions that you would feel if you were like 16 and pregnant and like nobody knew. Mom kept saying like, what's wrong, like you're really quiet and like you're acting like something's wrong. And I just kept saying like nothing's wrong, and she was just kind of worried about me the entire appointment. And then I looked up if you can get your hair done when you're pregnant, and it said not with bleach, but I was bleaching my hair. And that was already when I decided like I'm keeping the baby, because I was like 12 weeks at that point. Like if I was not going to keep the baby, it would have been way before that, obviously. On the way home from my hair appointment, my mom just saw that I was really quiet and really acting weird, and so she was like, what's wrong? And she was like listing off things. Like she was like, is it school, is it your friends, is it like what's going on, what is it? It's makeup, baby. And then as a joke, like a full joke, she said like, what, are you pregnant? And the way that I reacted when she said that just instantly gave it away, because I was just like, no. And I like stuttered when I said I wasn't, and she was like, wait, oh my god, are you actually pregnant? Like, is that actually what this, like what you're all worried about? And then I basically just like broke into tears, and my mom was like, you're putting it up for adoption, like this is gonna ruin your life. and said like a really quick thing of like, the second we get home, we're calling your doctor, you're getting rid of it, putting it up for adoption, whatever. And then we went silent for the entire car ride home. At this point, she didn't even know that I was seeing his dad when I told her this, and so she was like going through the shock of like that, and then also me being pregnant in my sophomore year of high school. And then we went straight from me getting my hair done to my family portraits, and everyone in the family could tell that my mom like wasn't talking to me, and it was super awkward and there was tension. And we got pictures done, and like I made sure when we went shopping I got like kind of a flowy dress because I was like showing it, not like showing at 12 weeks, but like you're starting to, and like it's noticeable if you're wearing something super tight. When we got home, we had an argument about what I was gonna do, and then pretty soon after that I told her like I do want to have my baby, and she just said, okay, I accept your answer and let's move forward, and there's no point in like screaming at me anymore or like trying to convince me otherwise. We just had to like figure out the next step. So she made me a doctor's appointment. I went to the doctor, got my ultrasound, did all of that, started actually having appointments in prenatal vitamins because I was doing nothing. I was just sitting there in shock. And then we decided it was time to like tell the rest of my family at a certain point. I don't remember how far along I was. My mom was the one to tell everybody in my family, not me. And I am so glad that I didn't have to be the one to tell everybody, because I actually wouldn't have been able to do it and I would have just ran away and changed my identity. But basically my mom just had a phone call with the people in my family, like my grandma and my aunt, and like we're a very close family, and they have lots of goals for me and expectations, and like just the way that we are, that's just like, that's not something that they would expect at all. Like, so my grandma and my aunt, in total shock, just tried to do everything they could to convince me to put my baby up for adoption or not raise it or have someone else raise it or give it to my mom, like all of these different scenarios. And I just kept saying like, no, I know my choice, I know my options, and this is what I want to do. And at Christmas I had like a huge baby bump because he was born in February, so my bump was huge and it was awkward. No one talked to me until the day that I had my baby. I got a text from my grandma with saying the nicest things ever, and then she came and visited me after the hospital, and since then she's been completely on board with everything, loves him so much, and they've been a big part of his life ever since like the day that he was born. And then like for like my extended family, they were all like instantly like super on board and nice. Like they threw my baby shower, like they gave me all these lots of presents and stuff. Like that's a gua sha. They were all super great, but it was obviously harder for like my closer family to like, you know, get on board with things, because like it is hard. It's a big change. My aunt and my cousins, who were all like raised as siblings, it was like a lot harder for them to adjust. So like for the first like while that he was born, every time we would see them, they wouldn't really talk to me, and they would kind of avoid me and him, and like they wouldn't really like smile at him or like anything. Like it was very obvious. Like if we were in the room at like a party together, it was like everyone could tell that they're like ignoring him and ignoring me. So that obviously really hurt my feelings, because I was like, he's 1 year old now, like it's kind of time to get over it. Like I understand the shock, but recently everyone's been so much better. He's about to turn 2, and like everyone, when we go there, everyone talks to him and doesn't ignore him. Like they hold him, they like play with him and like whatever. No one has any hard feelings anymore. So at first it was really awful, and I thought I was going to literally die with the thought of having to tell a single person. Thankfully my mom had such a good mindset about everything, and she also helped me tell every other person in my family, so I didn't have to be the one to break the news. I just like had to sit there and be like ashamed of myself. But yeah, it's pretty much the most embarrassing thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. But I'm so grateful that I have my baby, and I love him so much, and he's the best thing ever, and no one cares anymore, and that's in the past, and like ripped the band-aid off, and now everything's great. Everyone's used to him, and I couldn't see myself doing anything else right now than being a mom. Thank you for watching the video. Here's my finished makeup. I don't even have a mirror. I'm just using my phone, so it might look awful. My god. Do you see my bedding? Okay, I'm gonna go clean. Did you eat my makeup? Okay, I'm gonna go clean this up. But thank you for watching.